welcome to Through Deep Waters, the Young Nations podcast. Welcome to episode 14, and here are my guests, Zaid and Hussein.
I appreciate you having us on our own show.
Bro,
I'm very thankful.
I've been wanting to have you guys for a while.
Yeah, I'm very thankful to be here. You know, like I feel very blessed. I think this is my first time in front of a camera.
Shit! Oh
yeah.
No, I'm used to this stuff. Like, it's trust me. Like,
you must be a professional.
oh, bro, you're here with me. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're here with me, you'll be fine. Greetings, guys. Today, our special guest, Ammar, actually is one of my best friends in the whole wide world.
Ben and Josh, ease your heart out.
Bro, you know the best part is I know I'm going to get messages from Ben and Josh like, oh, how could you say this?
No.
But Ben and Josh, I love you guys more than Ammar. Less than Ammar.
I don't know if the mic... I'm going to find out later if the microphone can pick that
We'll
up.
find out. But yeah, guys, honestly, I'm super excited about this episode. We have some interesting and juicy topics in mind. But before we get into that, who are you?
I'm Ammar.
Thanks,
and
man. Get out of my house.
if you couldn't already tell.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. Amazing episode.
And if you can't already tell, I'm actually from America.
You can't do that to me.
They laugh, but they laugh, but he knows. I'm actually born in America.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. I'm from Toronto.
from
Ammar.
And I'm actually studying there. I'm planning to pursue aerospace engineering.
That's two lies. So he's Pakistani and he's studying here.
No, because I'm Pakistani, my only choice was engineering or doctor. But no, this is actually my choice, guys. But
blink twice if you need help.
No, but aerospace engineering and I've been planning to get into it.
You know, all these years in, and I don't know what aerospace engineering is.
Isn't it you make airplanes?
Yeah, basically.
So you're gonna okay. So I'll give you a scenario. Paint image in your head. This is true story. This happened.
Yeah.
On the way back here, this very trip from Heathrow, the flight was delayed by an hour, and they didn't even tell us. Like the flight was supposed to leave at 6. It was 7, and we hadn't taken off. And suddenly, public announcement. So there's been some issues with the engine of the flight. We're gonna have some engineers come on and fix the engine. Please be seated and remain seated until you get further notice. We should be okay to fly in about an hour. Are you the engineer that comes on to fix that?
Basically, yeah. But like most of my job, like inshallah. Like once I'm in a good position, most of my job would just be to like organize that stuff, and then I'd probably have staff who organize go and do most of those things. But initially in my job, yes, I will be responsible for like basically organizing a plane, making those, and it branches into many like fields as well. Like, you know, like it goes into like planes, then into rockets and stuff as well. And eventually, like, that is the goal. Like, since I'm studying in US, so like my goal eventually is to go and work for NASA if it does work out, inshallah.
NASA's first Pakistani employee.
Yeah, no, it's all Indians there, so
It's okay, I'll get myself.
I didn't expect you to be this funny, bro.
Bro, Ammar is the only person that's like almost half as funny as me. I'll give it to you. You're almost half as funny as me.
You know what's hilarious too? I had a joke lined up to say after that, then he said that joke, and I was like, yeah, my joke was not funny. Yeah, my joke was not funny. That's crazy. But
yeah, so you know the way we met is actually so hilarious. So okay, for context purpose, in year 10 and 11, I went to Sharjah English School.
yeah.
In year 10 and 11, you went to Wellington Silicon Oasis.
I don't like you, Sharjah English School. I don't like you.
Anyways, moving swiftly on.
You can tell you had a good time.
Amazing time.
As soon as year 11 ended, me and Ammar transferred schools. I went to Wellington Silicon Oasis, and he went to Sharjah English School. Therefore, I was introduced to all of his friends, and he was introduced to all of mine. Actually, he got along with my friends better than I did. And it was to the point where we just had to meet.
No, it's actually crazy that we've never actually been to the same school, but we literally have the same friends.
Like yeah, my school friends and his school friends are
exact same friends. And like Sharjah English School like only had 30 people in our year. Like it was bad. But with Gems Wellington there was like 500 people in like one class. Like it was that bad. And like but like for him to go and settle into the exact same group that I was part of, and then me to go and settle into the same group he was part of, and like have the same like best friends, it's actually crazy.
Fun fact, I'm sorry, I didn't like you for a while. Here's the thing about Ammar.
Drama.
No, but
I get that a lot.
It's my fault. Let me explain why. Ammar is unequivocally and without a doubt the most kind-hearted and nicest human being I've ever
And that
met.
is the reason why I didn't like what?
No, but listen.
He was so kind-hearted, it was hard
When
to
I
like.
first met him, I was like, nobody's that nice. I don't care who you are, nobody's that nice. Something fishy is going on. But like inevitably we had to hang out. There was one summer actually where like we'd gotten closer because of like friend groups and whatever, and then it was like everyone traveled but me and him remained in Dubai in the summer, so we just had to hang out. And the more I hung out with him, I was like bro, like this guy is just nice. Like you're just not like there's no but, there's no catch.
Look at the smile on Ammar's face.
Yeah,
And you tell
bro.
him how nice he is.
Because bro, I compliment him like once a year. That's why.
Like, this is rare, guys. I don't
But no,
get this.
bro, genuinely, you're like the one person I know who cares about everybody's well-being as much, if not more than their own, and expects nothing in return. Like genuinely, you are the nicest person I've ever met, and that's why I didn't like you.
I wish I could say the same, but
I think I have done way too much, and I've forfeited my title of nice guy, especially with you. Me and Ammar. Okay, context. I'm sorry. This is the last piece of
Yeah.
chit chat
Yo,
before
we're
we
in
get into
7 minutes.
everything.
You need to
The
move
last
on.
piece of chit chat before we get into everything. Me and Ammar, like I said, is the nicest guy. He doesn't argue with anyone. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't lose his cool. I've made Ammar lose his cool at least 25 times. We play PlayStation together, and I press his buttons so much to the point that things come out of this guy's mouth to me that have never come out of his mouth in his life. Like the attacks that I've gotten from, and deservedly so, the attacks that I've gotten from Ammar, I'm still scarred to this day about some of the things you've said to me. But I deserved all of it. Nobody abuses Ammar as much as I do, but honestly, bro, I love you so much. It's
bro.
all love. But moving on, what do we have here today? I really like this topic we're going to talk about because I struggled a lot here, and I know you both did too. And it's the subject of keeping your faith while going abroad to a place that isn't very cultured in your faith. You know, you went to Texas and we went to Canada, and what, like, how long did it take you till you like could have said like, okay, I'm settled and I'm comfortable, and like my iman, my faith is just as strong as it was back there?
no, honestly, like it was probably one of the most difficult things. And thing was like, before you leave Dubai, you're like, it's one of the things in your mind, because you're like, you know what, I have my parents around me right now. They force me to pray. They keep me on track. You know, I have that childish mentality. Like I can still go like astray. I can stop praying and stuff, but like my parents will always be there to like tell me to start praying. But then like I was like, oh my God, I'm going to US. I'm gonna be by myself. My parents aren't gonna like support, like, you know, like they will check up on me, but they're not gonna be physically there to like, you know, tell me, oh no, pray, like, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it was generally one of the scariest things. Like it was scarier than going into a new university, because I was like, you know what, like I've changed schools before. Like I can settle in with people. I'm fine. But like just knowing like I could lose my faith so easily, especially going to a country that's not Islamic as well. Like over here, like you have mosques near you. You hear the adhan, and like you know, you're motivated to go and pray.
And people around you are on your
Yeah.
same wavelength. Like, for example, if you're somebody you know is going to pray, you're more inclined to be like, oh, let me
Exactly.
go and pray.
Exactly. Like, and it's like, but once you're there, it's like no one, like, you know, and like even like, you know, like not to offend anyone, but like even the Muslims that are there, they're just Muslims, you know, like they're like
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Like some of them.
See, now that's one thing I'll disagree with you there, because It's valid point. It's a valid point that Muslims there are like not quite as practicing. But I think that's true anywhere because I definitely do see
Very
that
true.
here. I think, like, think about it. Out of your friend group, who's a Muslim by name and who practices and who doesn't practice, you'll see the difference in it
But
yourself.
but here's where it's different. Here, okay, you have these friends that are Muslims, but they don't practice. I don't even like putting the quotation marks. Like, honestly, who are we to judge how Muslim someone is? But they don't practice, and they don't benefit you in any way, in religion-wise. They're not going to make you more religious. But here, that's fine because you have other forms of support. But there, when that's all you see with,
I
like,
guess
your
there's
Muslim
no
friends-
system.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because-
Like, I have friends there that don't pray. And, like, I'm the one who tells them, guys,
Yeah.
go pray. You know?
And like sometimes here it's okay to go and tell your friends, you know what? Did you pray? Pray. But over there, like you
You're seen
kind of
as, you seen as judgmental.
yeah. Over there, like you tell them. Like I had this moment as well. I told someone, like I was like, hey, like did you pray? And they're like, it's none of your business. And like you're like, should I tell them? Like should I be the one guiding them? Like like it's my job to like tell them. That's what my parents told me. They're like, try and guide your friends when you can. But like if they're getting offended by these,
Bro, but honestly, you can't guide somebody who doesn't want it.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, like
exactly.
I have friends there that are like, they don't want me to ask them. They don't, because a lot of the times you're embarrassed of answering that question.
Loki, I have friends here that are like that too, and I myself, oftentimes I'm like that too, because
Yeah, I know.
I feel like if somebody, because that's where it comes from. If somebody who you perceive as more religious than you, comes to then tell you like to do X, Y, or Z, it feels almost
Condescending,
judgmental and
yeah.
condescending. So you end up having somebody who's very like let's say he's level 10 in your eyes and you're only level 6 in religiousness. So he's level 10 telling level 6 this and that. It comes off very condescending and it's like, okay, I'm not on your level, maybe I'm not as good as you, maybe, like,
What's the criteria to level up?
Well, I don't know, I'm just trying to give you a
You
comparison.
reach 3,000 prayers. Astaghfirullah.
Astaghfirullah.
Everyone's on that level in Ramadan. Everyone's praying all their prayers.
No, but I get you. I think it's linked to like,
It's
like,
your
we're
own
all-
insecurity.
we're all
It's
insecure and
100%,
egotistical.
100%.
You don't want somebody, especially like, this is what I noticed, and really, I swear to God, I'm not knocking any religions or anything, but in Islam specifically, we're very, I guess you can say, patriotic to our religion. You know,
100%,
even those of us who don't practice are still really like, no, I'm Muslim. Don't question
Yeah.
if I'm Muslim or not, and like, power to you. This is
Yeah.
not a diss. Or
Have you
anything.
seen those memes? Do you drink, bro? Yeah, bro. Do you smoke, bro?
Yeah,
bro. Do you eat pork?
Astaghfirullah, bro.
Bro, it's not even a meme. Like, me and
true.
Hussein
That's
literally have a
actually-
friend who does that.
It's actually real life. I can't lie. It's actually real
Oh.
life.
No name calling.
No names.
But
No,
yeah,
but-
it's just like you don't want somebody to call you out on not practicing, because, and it's
100%.
especially like, no, I have friends that like, I'll be like, did you pray? And they'll be like, honestly, I didn't, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Those are like that person I'm specifically talking about, who is the person who was supposed to be on the podcast today with Ammar, but unfortunately can't make it because he thinks studying for his exams is a good enough excuse to not come on Through Deep Waters.
He gives shit to me for studying.
Shout out Rehan.
You're actually صاحب السوق. You're actually صاحب السوق. For those
Sahib
of you-
is bad influence.
yeah. For those of you who don't know, we have a saying in Arabic: a friend who's like a bad
Bro,
friend, a bad
you
influence.
know who the
we call him
king?
صاحب
You know who
السوق.
the king of Sahib Su is? Rehan.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. Bro, whenever I need to study, he's like,
Because we,
Just come online.
especially
Just come
when we're
online.
abroad, every night we go
Yeah.
play PlayStation together.
oh, it was bad.
And Rehan was just we're always, because we have a group, the three of us, and we're like, come online. And
Ben and Josh eat your hearts out. They have a group chat. 3 only. He could have been with you two to make it 3, but
no,
he's
but
there.
I have a 3 with Ben and Josh.
Oh,
So
me
who's
and
your
Ray-
main and who's your
Me
side?
and Rayhan are
Who's
gonna
my
eat
main,
our
who's my
hearts
side?
out.
Who's your main and who's
My
your
main is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everybody else is on the side. Argue with that.
Oh my god.
Give no. What do you have to say now? What do you have to say now?
I have nothing to say.
There you go.
I was trying to make fitna, which is bad.
أنت أشد من القتل يا غلام.
Astaghfirullah. Ben and Josh, it's all jokes. My brother is very good friends with you. You guys are number one more than Ammar.
Everybody
and
is
Rehan.
number one. Anyways. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the story of when I first went to Canada.
Yeah.
I don't like labeling myself as like religious or non-religious or whatever. I have a very private relationship with Allah.
As everyone should.
Yeah. And I really like, I keep my prayers to myself. I keep, but I pray as often as I can. And I would say it's quite often. And I've been praying quite often since like, well, exactly since Laylatul Qadr of when I was in year 11.
Oh, it's been a while. Congratulations.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. But yeah, and ever since then, I never cut it. Like, I'd have days where I would forget a couple of prayers.
That's so good.
But like, I never cut it. And when I went to, I swear to God, I'm not bragging. Wallahi, there's a point. When I went to uni first, my first semester, I was, bear in mind, again, like, I have friends that are older than me. Having a brother that's 2 years older, like, I'm really exposed to people who have gone and come back from uni and whatnot. So when I'd gone to uni, I'd realized there are people who are, I could say they're more religious than me, that have strayed away from religion. And again, I'm not judging you. It's just not a path that I wish for myself. 100%. I was so scared to stray away from my faith that I didn't let myself make any friends for the entire semester. To the point that when I went back to Dubai in December, and I came back in January, and I was like, I have nobody to tell that I'm back. Like, nobody cares that I'm back. I have no one to speak to besides Zaid, you know? And, like, of course, like, my fault, my own doing and everything. But it was just, I was so scared I would meet the wrong people, get sucked into the wrong things, especially with how exposed we are to the worst things over there in Canada. So it was just like, I was so, like, in my own thing, like, just stay on. And like, the thing is, whoever listens to this is going to think like, oh, Hussein is like an extremist practitioner of Islam. Bro, I'm really not.
No.
You know, I just try to pray 5 times a day. I try to keep my relationship with God close.
Can I say something
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
That judgment, like, I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's more focused on Muslims than any other religion.
What do you mean?
Because if you see like a religious Christian, I know like a few Christian people that like I acquaintances with and even friends, that they post so much about, oh, they want to keep their relationship with the Lord and all praise be to Jesus our Lord and stuff like that. And like, obviously that's amazing to see. And the judgment on them, I don't see as much as, let's say, for example, a person who's Muslim who posts like on Jum'ah or posts dhikr or posts, you know what I mean, on social media, or is about his prayers and is like willing to get up from an outing for 2 minutes just to go pray and come back. I feel like the Muslim ones, in my experience, they get judged more. And I think part of that is because they're a foreign religion to the Western country.
But we're Muslims, like, being for so long the minority religion, like, in comparison to Christianity, we're always going to be scrutinized, especially with the way media is now. What is not normal, actually, there's a really good quote. I'm going to let you guys talk for a second while I find this quote.
No, like...
Improvise, Ammar.
Yeah. No, I feel like Islam...
I found the quote. I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah.
And then you can continue.
No.
This shout out Speech Communication 399. This is a quote that I'm using for one of my team projects. Anyone who does not conform is condemned to an economic impotence which is prolonged in the intellectual powerlessness of the eccentric loner. Disconnected from the mainstream, he is easily convicted of inadequacy. While it doesn't translate word for word to our situation, it's just the concept of, like, if you're not with what everyone is doing, you're not normal, you're inadequate.
Another important one to add to that is universal truth does not equal mass appeal. What that means...
Shout out Immortal Technique.
I love that you know where I got that from. But
This guy's quoting rappers. I'm quoting readings and books. And
Immortal Technique might as well be an author. Like,
you
to
know
be
Immortal
completely
Technique?
honest.
No.
Honestly, Ammar, check him out.
Big shout out to Immortal Technique. Changed my life.
Didn't you have a DM conversation with him?
But he has DM conversations with a lot of people. It's not that special.
way.
Like,
No,
you
fair
can DM him. He keeps his DM open, that if you ask him a question or like a political, or not a political, but let's say like a deep philosophical question or anything to do with what he's about and his background, he will answer you. If he has time and he opens his phone, he'll take time to answer you.
Shit.
At least that's what, like, even when he goes on live and stuff, he says, oh, my DMs are always open. My DMs are always open.
Oh,
Does-
wow.
like, you
That's
know?
so dope, yeah.
He's a really really good influence on me personally. But he said that, right? And sometimes that applies to our to like if you're going abroad and you come from a different background and everybody else is on a different wavelength to you, just because they're all together in that same wavelength doesn't make it the right wavelength, right? Like
100%.
you, how do I say this? You have your own convictions of right and wrong, and they come from somewhere, right? That doesn't mean just because everybody else has different convictions that their convictions are more right than you. You're thinking what you're thinking because of your journey. At the end of the day, that makes sense to you.
100%.
You know, everybody has faith in that what they believe is right, but really that's like what you believe is right for you in that moment. So as much as like I'm not saying be closed off to new ideas, but don't be so quick to dump something just because everybody else is doing something different. You understand?
100%.
That's the whole like. So this has been Through Deep Waters episode. That's the whole idea of. Sorry. Break. First of all, I wanted to introduce. We got new masks. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it into camera.
You can order these masks online at throughdeepwaters.notavailablefororder.com.
I'm still waiting for mine.
Not available.
Not available for order.
Look how cool this is. Shout out Through Deep Waters.
Yeah, shout out my mom, Mama Rasha. You know, she got us
Birthday gifts, by the way.
birthday
Oh,
gifts.
no way.
Yeah.
So she got us a bunch of stuff. We're gonna start
Oh.
debuting them when we go back to Canada and we like set up everything and stuff. But we got water bottles, Through Deep Waters water bottles, masks,
And
phone
phone cases.
and mugs, right? So just a couple of things just to have here there just while we record and stuff. Unfortunately, nothing for sale or for giveaways right now, but once we get big
Who
enough,
knows?
No,
who
soon
knows?
to come.
Wait, Ammar.
Yeah.
Do you care about your life?
Yes.
Do you care about living?
Yes.
Do you want to be healthy?
By the way, that intro's played out at this point.
I'm asking him questions. This is an interview.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You want to breathe oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so.
So you want to download this application. It's called My Meal Diary.
Okay.
My Meal Diary is not only a calorie counting app, but it's a lifestyle, fitness, and health tracking application that will help you track your lifestyle and fitness, as I just said 5 seconds ago. The main thing about My Meal Diary that differs it from other subpar, really not so good apps like
We
My
don't have any
Pal.
fitness friends.
I don't have any fitness pals.
We don't have any fitness friends. And we're not referring to anything in specific. We're just saying we don't have any fitness pals.
What differentiates My Meal Diary is that it's better because because it has sections where you can set goals for yourself in multiple different things. Actually, recently in the most recent update, we've even been given vitamin B1 goals, bone goals, which is like foods that'll help grow your bone. You can set targets for yourself in that, your calories, your heart, your salt.
Whatever your medical focus is, go download the app. It will have
know?
you covered, basically.
And updates are flowing in and in. The greatest part about this application is that the developer of this application
Was
genuinely-
last week's guest.
our last guest Yusuf is genuinely so invested and pours his heart out to every update, to everything, because his goal is not a profitable goal. It's a caring one. It's that he wants eventually everyone to be able to receive a greater portion of their healthcare through their phones rather than having to pay so much for their doctor's appointments and whatnot. You know, anything without insurance becomes impossible to pay for.
And if, by the time last week's episode 13 comes out, you go listen and see how he is and stuff like that. He's a very he's a guy who's basically about his work. He's trying to get this app off and do the best job with it he can. He's open to feedback, whatever. So, and he's always constantly continuing to evolve it. So that's the amazing thing, is you have a dedicated individual who has a greater cause in mind that he's looking to make this app amazing for. The app is super simple to use, super easy to use, very, very sleek design, and continues to improve every single update. It has amazing goals. You know what you need and stuff like that. If you do your research and figure out what proteins, whatever you want to eat, you can.
So
set
if
those
you
in
like
there.
your life and you want to breathe for longer,
And there's no way you guys have a discount code, do you?
Oh, but in fact we do.
actually,
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Wallah, we do. It's if you type in Through Deep Waters with a capital T, or the barcode that's gonna be right here. Good luck fitting this right here, Zaid. and I don't want a square.
I'm not gonna
I don't want a
finish.
square. I want a rhombus.
I'm
Zaid is
gonna
the editor. I want a rhombus right here.
I'm gonna make it so you did. I'm gonna make it like you did there. I'm gonna put it on the other side.
I want it right here.
You're gonna be pointing like that there, and there's gonna be someone on the other side.
But yeah, so
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
tangent over. Back to the original topic.
Yeah.
You actually cut off Ammar at such a horrible time.
No,
Like,
no, I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
But yeah, okay. I want you to give me, tell me about whether or not you strayed away from like your prayers, what it took for you to get back to it. Tell me about your cat,
Oh, yeah.
what does
so-
this cat have to do with anything?
bro.
No,
Ammar
no.
told me this beautiful story about his cat. Go on.
No, so
Okay.
so initially when I went to US, I was living in Kansas, which is another state, and that's where my grandparents live. And
That's where he's from.
yeah, I was actually born there. And we have a cat there. She's called Missy. Shout out Missy. And what she would
Can
do
you please
is
put some respect on your friend's name?
Shut up, Missy.
Missy the cat, please. I mean, what do you expect? Kansas is like.
Yeah.
Continue.
And
Yeah.
so like it was so fascinating. Like every time my grandma, she would go and pray, she'd put her prayer mat down, and every single time she'd go and pray, the cat would come and sit right beside her on the praying mat, and she would just sit there until my grandma's done, and she would get up and then she'd like start walking off again every single time. And every time like there was like some kind of adhan, like obviously you can't hear adhan on loudspeakers there, but like we had adhan in our phones.
Yeah, the
Like,
application.
Yeah, exactly. And
No shout out to Muslim Pro.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Ammar, tell us what's wrong with Muslim Pro.
Download something else. Guys.
I need to go back to US, please.
We can't talk about these things here. Everything's being recorded and sent to the government.
Yeah.
And like every time the adhan was there, like if she was not in sight and the adhan would play, she would like come and like be near us while the adhan's playing, and she'd just sit there. And the adhan was
Mashallah.
done, and she'd go back, and like it was just so fascinating to me.
I
like,
find
was
that
like,
so beautiful. To this day, and he told me this story like 2 years ago. To this day, I think about it.
I literally sent them like videos and snaps as well. Like I was like, like this is crazy. Like animals, like we look down to animals. Like we're like if we want to curse at someone, we're like you're an animal. Like literally like but like you look at them and you're like, like they're better servants to like God than like
Oh,
any of us could be.
100%.
And it generally fascinates me. But honestly, like in terms of religion, one thing I realized was that once you go there, there's so many distractions, and
Let's talk about the girls.
yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about
right?
the ladies.
Exactly. So it's not just about girls; it's about settling in, right? Settling into uni, settling into that cool group. Like you look at people and you're like, oh my god, like I'd love to be part of that group. And you go into university and you're just there. You have no friends. You have no one to talk to. You're like you have to like build that up yourself, and the people you see having fun are the people going to parties, going to clubs, drinking, doing all these kind of things that my morals that my parents have set for me, like have told me to keep. I can't personally do that. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to go out of these certain bounds. But you see these people and you look at yourself and you're like, I have no friends. And you look at these people and you're like,
They seem to be having fun.
yeah, like, like there's Muslims there as well, like if they can do it, then why can't I? Like I'll just do this now. I'll go pray after and I'll be fine.
I think another one that the people love, and I've definitely fallen into this one myself, is like, oh, I'm a young guy.
Exactly.
I'm young.
Yeah.
That's
like,
people's favorite excuse for everything, and me
I've
too, like included.
yeah, I have 80 years left. I can just pray for the rest of the years, like, and make up for whatever thing wrong I do now. And there were people like coming and like doing like drugs, and like I had people come and offer me, but like I had this thing where like
Say no to drugs. Sorry.
yeah, and like thing was I had gone through this thing in school as well, like over here as well. But alhamdulillah, like I went through that phase and it was completely fine. But over there, like one thing that stopped me was like I had friends around me, like Hussein and like other Muslim friends that I have, that like we promised each other that there's certain boundaries we're not gonna cross. Like there's like any time we think of doing like
Shout out that one specific person who I know exactly who you're talking about.
and
We're not gonna say their name.
No, this one remains anonymous.
yeah. And so like I literally like I promised, I was like, you know what, if you're gonna do it, if I'm gonna do it, we're gonna tell each other. And you know, like, and they like, I know if I ever cross those lines, Hussein would lose his shit on me, other friends would lose their shit on me. And that's one thing, like when like one person from that group came to me who I really 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 wanted to be friends with, like I was like, oh my god, I want to be friends with you. And like and like
Yes, we're 12 years old.
like when you're there, you're like, it's
Well,
your fresh start, you're like,
Ammar.
oh my god, they have all the girls as well, you know.
Ammar,
Like,
thank you so much for overcoming Hussein's immaturity.
yeah. Like I want to be friends with this girl, you know, like friends. But but and like they're like, she literally offered me like drugs, you know, like it was, I think, I actually don't know what it was, like, you know. And in that moment,
Okay, wait,
I
let's
was
do
like,
this. Was it a powder or was it like, what was it?
It doesn't matter, bro. You're sending the wrong message of the
Yeah.
podcast.
My bad, I just got curious.
I think it was weed. I think like that's like, I don't know if like that can be said
Was
in the
it green?
podcast. Yeah, it was green.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
and it was like in a sandwich bag. But and like in that moment, like only thing I remembered was like, I've promised these people, you know, like I can't do this.
That's what you call was
Self-control.
reverse peer pressure. Make it a thing.
Honestly, like it's bad because it takes away the topic that we have, like religion stopping you. It wasn't religion stopping me at that time because I was like, I can always overcome this. But like the fact that I promised my friends and I had surrounded myself with good friends that were like there and made sure to check on me, I was like, you know what, I can't cross this, and I didn't take it. And maybe at that time I kind of regretted it because I was like, I could have had such a good time with them, and you know, just repented that now. But now I look back at it, I'm like, you know what,
You know, there's so many stories of people that are like, they try it once and they die in that state.
really,
And that's scary, like,
That
because
is
if
so
that's your
scary.
last memory on this earth, obviously God is all merciful and everything, but like, I would love for me, or like one of my biggest wishes is if God gives me strength, like to live enough to die when I'm not doing anything wrong. Even though we all do
100%.
something wrong, but that's kind of crazy. Like, and that's always one fear that I
It's
had. Like, if I
scary.
even try it once or whatever, or do it a certain amount of times,
It's
if I go like that, like that's terrifying to me.
it's honestly scary. Like it was like recent some concert, some like people died.
In Astroworld, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You can talk a bit louder. You don't have to.
oh,
whisper.
and there was like, apparently there was like a Muslim guy in it as well, one of the people who died, and like
R.I.P.
Like-
everybody who died. Yeah.
like
in peace.
like you know, rest in peace to everyone. But like
Yeah.
it's just like I can relate to that guy, you know, and it's just like, obviously, like, you know, I don't know where he went. Inshallah, he went to like heaven, you know, whatever. But like just thinking about that and knowing like if I was in his position and like that was my fate, that like it's just scary, you know. And like I don't wish that for anyone, you know, regardless of religion or whatever. Like, you know, like I hope you always have like, you know, a good death, and that's one of the main things I pray for as well. But yeah.
Yeah, man, and like, yeah, it's a good motivator. And sometimes you have to see people go through it and get the short end of the stick in that way for you to straighten up and be like, yeah, I'm not dying like this.
One of the biggest issues, bro. Forget drugs, forget alcohol, forget concerts. For me, my biggest temptation is women, the opposite sex, and like equally for women, they'll have temptations of men as well. Like it's just so hard when you have like so much beauty around you that you just can't, like, you shouldn't be looking, you shouldn't be touching, you shouldn't be speaking to them in a certain way, which certain way not as in like in a demeaning way, like as in like in a romantic way, bro. Like how do you spend your entire, like, say, okay, I'm 21, like when am I gonna get married? Like 27, 28? You want me to wait another 6 years?
Yeah.
No, wait. Moment of silence. Let it sink in. 6 years. I'm not waiting 6 years. I can't do it.
When I was 18, I was like, I'm getting married at 21. I'm
Bro,
having kids by 22 easy.
You have no idea.
I'm almost 22 and I'm just like,
I still think I'm gonna get married at 21.
You are 21.
you are 21.
Hey, I've only just turned 21. I got a whole year. No, but
And in contrast, I don't think I'm ever getting married, bro.
let's talk about that.
Let's not talk. Shut the door, close the blinds. Let's move on.
No, Ammar, what age do you want to get married?
No, honestly, realistically,
Like, not in a fairy tale world where I
No,
get
no.
everything I want.
My
like,
mom said the other day, she's like, I'm marrying you off at 24. But
Wallah.
no, wallah, she said that.
Am
And
I
I was
coming
like,
to the wedding?
Inshallah, yeah, 100%.
What do you mean,
bro.
inshallah?
No,
Inshallah means
100%.
no.
We had this conversation. Listen, me and Hussein had this conversation today. We're like,
Hussein
who
is
are we?
on the cutoff list.
No,
If there's space,
no.
you can come, but if there's no
Hussein's generally
space,
gonna be one of like, okay, well, there's off topic, but like one of the main things about like Desi weddings, brown weddings, it's like we tend to invite all our relatives.
We tend to invite all planet Earth.
except for Hussein.
except for people we're actually close to. like literally, like there's like I've realized like I went to my cousin's wedding, and I was like, who are these people? And she's like, I don't know. like my parents invited them. They haven't talked to them in years, but like it's just like if we don't invite them, they're gonna get offended. Oh, how dare you not invite us? Like we haven't talked to you in 20 years, like but they still get offended because they're family.
It'll be like your cousins, aunties, goldfish's
Exactly.
sisters, uncle's owner. Then yeah.
exactly.
Uncle's owner. Are we still owning people?
No, it's the goldfish.
Astaghfirullah,
No,
bro,
it's the goldfish sister's uncle's owner. The
Yeah,
goldfish
goldfish
sister's
is
uncle
owner,
is a
yeah.
fish.
Okay.
And it's
Thank you for clarifying.
But that's one thing like I've kept in mind. I'm like I
I
don't.
love how I memorized that. Sorry, because I had a feeling that was coming. So if this comes back and I memorized it wrong, I don't know. Like, I guess I'll go fuck myself then.
Cancel. Would you say you're ready to get married at 24?
I honestly think that the moment I'm done with university and I have like a job where I can actually earn money for myself, I think I'll be ready to get married. Like,
Are you
know?
are you ready to meet the person you're getting married?
I think I'm ready to meet a person.
So
Yes.
guys, any eligible bachelorettes looking for beautiful Pakistani men with lovely voluptuous beards, is that the right adjective?
Voluptuous.
Can a beard be voluptuous?
What does voluptuous
What
mean?
is voluptuous? Ask Rayhan.
What does voluptuous mean? Rehan, if you're watching this, comment down below what voluptuous means.
With Rayhan, he has a word of the day.
Oh,
every
okay.
day.
Of a woman, curvaceous and sexually attractive. Therefore, yes, his voluptuous beard.
Yeah,
Any
the
ladies
beautiful
interested?
white cap that doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Are you ready to show the hair right now?
No.
Okay.
My hair's
So
I told you it doesn't come
insecure
off.
men, insecure Pakistani man with a voluptuous beard.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
and he avoids gym for fear of looking at other women.
exactly. just because Hussein told me it might be haram, like I don't work out.
Bro, you're making me sound like I'm a sheikh, bro. We all make
Give
mistakes.
fatwa.
Astaghfirullah. We came to talk about losing your faith abroad. We've shattered the
We've
name of
lost all our
faith.
faith here.
I know my brother. We have inside jokes about my brother. My brother, he is dying to get
Say my
married.
brother one more time.
My brother.
I did a surgery last year. I don't know if I told you this. My ACL surgery.
Oh, really?
Bro, so like, at the end of the surgery, like I'm still like high from the anesthesia. And I get like wheeled in. I'm on the bed. I get wheeled into the room where my mom is. And my mom was like, Stan, are you okay? How are you? I don't mean to make fun. I'm not making fun. It's like the general, like, oh, how are you doing? Whatever. And I looked at my mom. I'm like, hi. I'm like, go get me a wife.
Oh my
That's
god.
the first thing I said. Bro, I'm so ready to get. Bro, give me the right woman today.
Wallah,
You need
I
to
will
set yourself
marry her
up first,
tomorrow.
though. You need to say like, where's your income? Where's your housing? Where's your?
No, I feel like that's
Guys,
so
listen,
important.
drug dealing is so underrated nowadays.
We're just watching Narcos.
I don't drug deal.
I don't know. Islam has left the chat.
Forget foreign country, bro.
But no, come on,
Astaghfirullah.
you guys can't tell me you don't.
No.
get
I want to
tempted
get,
by-
I want to find the person right now. Like, if it was up to me, I'd get married right now, have kids. Like, like, I just want a wife and a kids. I want
Let
to
me
be
ask
settled,
you, what is your dream in life?
My dream, honestly, like, as like basic as it sounds, I just want to see myself settled with the family and like my family just happy,
Exactly.
Like I just want to have like kids.
I
Like,
mean, yeah.
like
I mean-
3 kids, inshallah.
3?
Don't
Why
count
are you
them.
copying us?
God will
Why
mess
are you
up
co- why are
and
you
give you
copying
other.
us?
Not mess up, but like he'll give you other. He'll like though
Like
if you start
more?
counting, he'll not give you what you want.
Oh, fair
Don't
enough.
count them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My mom prayed every day for a girl. Allah gave her 3 guys.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder, Zaid, what it would have been like? You have two sisters. Tell us. Tell us.
Yo, enough tangents. Let's get back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
We've been on tangent for like
Don't tell
20
us about your
minutes.
sisters. Shout out Aiza and Hafsa. Sorry, we're not gonna talk about you guys today because Zaid doesn't want to talk about you. He doesn't like you guys.
Blame me.
He's racist. Doesn't like Pakistani stuff. I'm sorry.
I'm American.
Ammar, this is the most we've laughed on an episode of 2D Waters ever. But no, honestly. Do you feel especially having sisters and in a Muslim family, in a Muslim country, living abroad, do you feel that stress of like how am I gonna, and you're the only guy, you're the eldest, how am I gonna take care of my sisters?
Oh no, like literally, like one of my sisters is 15, 16.
You're 11, bro. She's
Yeah,
she's 16.
yeah, and one of them is 7. So with the 7-year-old, like I like it's not in my head that much because she's very young, and like me and her have like a very like it's like my dad told me it's like a very like daughter like dad kind of relationship just because of our age gap. It's like 15-year age gap, you know, like it's crazy. But with like my other sister, like initially we were never like that close. I feel like it was like a weird gap of like 5-6 years where like I had already matured and like she was like in her like phase, you know, and now she's in her teenage phase. And like I look at her,
I know about those ones.
yeah, like I look at her and and her mannerisms and like the way she talks to my parents and everything. I'm like, oh my god, this was me, you know, and like this is me at a point. And like I remember that I'm like, wow, like, you know, how did my parents even deal with me like being this bad of a son, basically, you know, because at that age you don't want to listen to anything your parents tell you. Nothing, like whatever they tell you, you want to do the opposite and everything. And like one thing I've realized is that I was like, you know what, I'll go to my sister, I'll tell her to stop doing all these things, you know, like I'll be the brother, like, you know, big brother, and I'll make her stop everything. But then I was like, you know what, the more I tell her to stop doing these,
The more
like,
she's gonna keep doing
the
it.
more she's gonna keep doing, because that was my mentality. Whatever my parents told me not to do, I was like, next day I'm doing this, you know.
Zaid knows what kind of teenager I was.
Yeah, you can probably relate as well, like with looking at him. And so yeah, like right now I like it is very worrying, like looking at her and like what steps she's gonna take. But like alhamdulillah, like she is.
Do you think she's like on the same level of Islam practicing as yourself, or?
I honestly feel like she's at a better level than
Oh,
me,
that's
than what age, at the age that I was. Like alhamdulillah, she takes like hijab and stuff as well.
MashaAllah.
Mashallah. And
God give her more iman, inshallah.
Inshallah. But like I feel like with her, like with like iman and stuff, it's very good, alhamdulillah. But it's just the teenage phase, you know, and I feel like that's like a phase you just need to
No, of
leave.
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But like being an elder brother, there's always kind of that pressure where it's like, you know, like I need to make sure at some point she is going down the right path, and like I'm sure you can.
How much of that like comes from feeling like you need to set a good example?
No, I feel like most of that is from
Right.
me. Like especially after my youngest sister was born, I was like, I am her example, you know? Because honestly, like I was more like nothing with my parents, but like I feel like I like spent more time with her and I parented her more than my parents did. Because
of
like
course.
yeah, because like they're like at a bit of an older age now, you know? Like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let my mom do her work, whatever, my dad do her work, and I'm gonna take care of my sister. And I feel like then whatever like mannerisms she did, like if I talk to my mom a certain way, the next day she would be talking to my mom that way, you know? And my mom would be like, look, she's copying you. And I was like, oh my God, you know? And like that's when you realize you're like,
You have a lot of influence. Actually,
yeah, you're
so
like,
you need to-
you're like, you need to like have a filter, and you know, you need to act a certain way, and that's the way they're gonna end up growing. Because if you're gonna do something wrong, and then they do it, and my parents tell them, why are you doing this? They're like, my brother does it. Why shouldn't I do it? You
Right.
know?
That's what I noticed, especially with siblings with age gaps. You can't be as transparent as you want to be. You
Oh,
can't
No,
be
but
that
that's
cool
not even the
brother.
age gap, because this is a big thing with you and with Mushmush, and in fact, I feel it more with you than Mushmush.
What is it that you
I
hide
have,
things
I
from me?
have to set a good example for you, even though I feel like for the longest time I couldn't be like open to you about certain things that I've done or certain places that I've been or whatever, you know, just because I was so scared
but
of.
I get that. That's because it's been me and you for so long before Mush came.
No,
as
but
well.
no, but it doesn't matter. I feel that because like I like I'm 2 years older than you, so I'll enter a phase of my life and I'll see you coming right behind me, but I'll still be in a imperfect place in certain things. So when I first went to uni, I, whatever, like I was doing whatever I was doing, just adjusting and whatever and stuff like that, but I didn't want you to see any of that because I was scared because I knew you were coming right after me. So you seeing me do what I was doing will make you get an impression that, oh, now I can do it because they did it. But I didn't at all want you to have that. So I felt so horrible. You even seeing smallest imperfection from me,
Yeah.
let alone like anything big. So for me, it makes you, if you don't if not straighten up, it makes you at least filter and then make sure that at least in front of your younger brothers,
Yeah.
in front of your younger brothers, you're as close to perfect as you can be, so that they have a
100%.
motivation when they do get put in situations that test them. They're like adapted and more
100%.
ready to handle them than you are.
I really saw that with Mush Mush, bro. He really surprised me. This kid, like, he'll come out of a situation that, like, he wouldn't normally have known how to handle, and then he'll come to me. He'll be like, yeah. So this and this happened. I'll give you an example. His best friend, who's like 2 years younger than him, was getting bullied by some kids, and he's like, I stepped in, and like they were like proper punch. I saw the video. They're like throwing punches and everything. Well, they're kids, and they're throwing punches and everything. And then Mush Mush was like, I stepped in. I made them all back off, and I fought one of them and whatever.
Mush was throwing punches with the kid.
I don't know if he was throwing punches, but like he backed them all off. And he was
Mashallah.
like,
Nice,
and he was like, I only did that because you always told me never fight, but if you see somebody getting taken advantage of, then that's what I need to be doing.
Oh.
And I was like, that moment, I was like,
Well, I'm a big brother.
just call me Baba, like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
like these younger siblings, and like I look at Zayd like a role model as much as Mush Mush looks at me and Zayd like as role models too. Like it's just the cycle of life,
It is.
So being an older sibling just comes with that stress of like, how perfect can I
does.
be in front of
And
front
I
of
feel
my
like it
youngers.
like matures us kind of
It
way
forces
earlier
you.
than
It forces you.
it like it
If
forces
not, if
you
not to
100%.
fix up, then to have awareness.
Exactly. Like you understand what to do in certain situations, or like how to help your siblings at least, because you know what you've gone through and what mistakes you made, and you know like you can't, like you're not gonna make them repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But sometimes you gotta watch them go through some stuff.
oh, 100%. That's the thing with my sister. Like I'm like, you know what? Like you go through your thing. You go make your mistake, because sometimes you have to make your mistakes to learn from them.
Not
Yeah,
just
and
mistakes,
not even that. Like, if you're gonna push somebody to be more religious, you can't force them.
Oh,
بسم
no
الله الرحمن
way,
الرحيم،
no
لا
way.
إكراه في الدين. صدق الله العظيم. There's no force in religion,
100%.
right? Like
100%.
that's on any level. So if you want somebody to be more, or like your siblings or whatever, to be more religious, you have to set that example. Be a good person. Be a person that they admire. Be that way, and watch them follow in your footsteps. Basically,
100%.
right?
And I'll take this back to like our topic basically, which we strayed away from. Like when I was in US, when I initially went to Kansas, I had people around me. I had my grandparents who like constantly pray. Like mashallah, like they're such good iman.
Mashallah.
And like I'd look at them and I'd be like, I can't be the only person who doesn't pray. That just can't be me. So like every time I'd see them pray, I'd be going and praying and everything. And then I came to Texas, where I study, and.
Well, I'm sorry, that is not funny, like in the slightest. I don't know.
And over there, I live with a cousin who is polar opposite, completely opposite.
Oh, I didn't know you were ready to talk about that.
Huh?
I didn't know you were ready to talk about that.
Oh no, I was like, I'll bring it back to the topic, like.
No, that's good. No, I wanted to bring up your cousin because you've told me some things, but I didn't know if you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about your cousin. But yeah, let's
No,
dive in.
yeah. So my cousin, he is like 30, 31, 32 something. He
Bro, what
recently.
if your mom sees this?
She
Watch
knows.
out.
She knows.
Oh.
She knows. But not everything. Not everything.
Continue.
Yeah. But like he's 31.
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
Continue.
He recently got divorced.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but at that time he recently got divorced. Now, alhamdulillah, he's married. But
Oh, I thought he got divorced again as well.
yeah, no, he got divorced, and he was the kind of guy like I would come back from it was embarrassing as well. I'd come back from and he'd be like, "Why aren't you bringing girls home?" And I was like, "What?" Like, wait, aren't you meant to be my role model? Like, you're meant to be my big brother, you know? And he's like, why aren't you bringing girls home? And he would literally have like alcohol and stuff in the fridge. Like when his friends would come over, he would give it to them. He'd be gone like all day, and like he'd be like off with girls. He'd come back and tell me about the stories. He's like, I did this and that and this, and like, and nothing, like he doesn't pray. He had like tattoos all over his arms, and like,
Again, like we don't judge, but
yeah, no, nothing at all. Like, you know, in Allah's eyes, he's probably as good of a Muslim like as I was. But like, it's just like certain, it's just like his morals were so different to mine.
and his
You know?
habits are so
His
different.
habits were so different to mine, and so different to anything I'd ever seen in my family.
So why didn't you get more like him then? Because he was like the older figure with you.
That again.
Do you
that's
feel
what-
like seeing how
Let him answer my question.
I'm asking a leading question here.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you feel like because of how different he was to you, it kind of put a shock into you that like I don't wanna live a lifestyle like that, so I'm gonna stick to mine.
I looked at his lifestyle, and I was like, if I chose to go down a different path in like year 9, year 10, this would have been me. You know, this would have been me. And I looked at him, the way he lived, everything, and I was like, I'm so happy this is not me. You know, like I'm so happy I did not go down this path and become that kind of person. And I'm so much happier with the person that I am today.
Like, nothing against that person. It's just not like
exactly,
not your type of thing.
Exactly. Like I'm so happy with the person that I am today. It's because I have morals, and I'm so happy I stick to those morals. And there was that, and then there was again that thing of like having friends around me who
But
constantly.
bro, above all that, the three of us, our parents gave us something that like you genuinely can't ask for more than that in this world, and that's a guilty conscience.
Oh, bro.
Because without like bro, we're none of us are perfect. We've all sinned, we've all made mistakes. But without that guilty conscience, where would you be?
Oh.
Because if you did your first wrong thing and never felt bad about it, you're gonna do the second and the third, and then you're gonna go to level 2 of wrong things and level 3, and next thing you know, you're a murderer and worse.
Oh, I don't know where you were going with that, but
That jump.
Astaghfirullah.
in conclusion, if you steal an eraser from your best friend in class, you're gonna kill somebody.
And it might just be that best friend.
No, that is so true. Like, I remember, like, again, there's like a very similar story to what I had in university, but like in school, like all my friends in James Wellington, like he'll relate. Everyone around us drank, you know, like everyone around us did alcohol and stuff. And in that moment, like, and like this is very stereotypical as well, but like before I went to James Wellington, I was studied in Pakistan, right? And over there, I had English teachers who literally talked to me in Urdu, so like it wasn't helpful at all, right? So when I came
Well,
to,
I'm trying.
it is funny. It's funny. It's honestly
killing me.
And I came to James Wellington, and I'm looking at my teachers. I'm like, what are they saying? Like I can't understand anything they're saying. I'm like, why aren't they speaking in Urdu? You
So
know?
wait, what grade did you come to WSO?
In year 8.
You're 8, and this is how well your English is?
Huh?
This is-
Yeah. This. So like, I properly started speaking English in year 8. Right, and at that time I had the strongest accent. Not like it's the best right now, but like it's like if you think I can't speak English right now, I could not speak English at that time. You know.
To be
Okay,
fair,
okay,
bro,
American.
your English is...
Yeah. That,
What'd you say?
Okay, American.
American.
But yeah, like, I don't know how many tangents we went off on. I think we're gonna cut some of that out.
This podcast is having 20 minutes chopped off. At the end.
But let's go take it back to the guilty conscience, bro. Like
Yeah.
you would have done so much worse in your life with that and you do so much better because you have it.
Oh yeah, no.
You know?
A part of it is also like, you know how there's that principle that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you get sick or get an illness or feel pain in this life, it's pain from that life coming here, so you feel it here and not there. It's like alleviating you from aftermath punishment, that you feel pain here instead of there.
Alhamdulillah, I tore my ACL 4 times. Ya Rabbi, alhamdulillah.
No, but what I
My
mean is
surgery
even
and
that
everything.
guilty conscience, like, is a form of that.
100%.
That you get tormented over your mistakes
100%.
here, so you don't get tormented over them over there.
But another
Yeah.
thing is not to take it for granted. Like, just for example, somebody who feels that guilt. Like, I don't want somebody to hear that and be like, you know what? Oh, I feel guilt. That means I'm not going to hell. Like,
God knows where you're going.
Nor am I
know-
saying
I don't know where you're going.
Not,
God knows
not,
where you're going.
I'm not saying you're going to hell. Nor am I saying you're going to heaven. Like, who am I to make that judgment? But like, never take for granted, like for example, like, okay, in Islam we believe all mu'mins, all people who are faithful in Allah are going to heaven, but that doesn't mean that's it. We start killing, we start murdering, like you still have
At the
to
end of the day, God wants to show you He's merciful. So as long as you
Yeah.
believe in Him, but He's not gonna He's not like, you can't play His mercy for yourself,
don't mistake kindness for
Yeah.
weakness.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
No, like-
if you try to play games with God, it never works out in your favor.
Yeah, no,
Basically.
like, yeah, like as I was saying, like, sorry, like I'm just going back to the thing like I was saying because I feel like it's incomplete. But like when I came back here to study, it was like I was trying to settle in, but I couldn't because anyone would hear me talk and they'd be like, you know, like, well, we don't think we want to be friends with him. And then like eventually, like I saw like how people were getting into the groups and like they were getting invited to all these parties because they drank and stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'll do it as well. Like, you know, why not? And like only
Wait,
thing,
drinking or going to the parties?
drinking, well, going to the parties was the first step, but then like drinking like with them as well because I was like, you know what, they'll love me for doing this, you know, like they'll put me in, they'll invite me to more things. But then like one thing that just, it wasn't even religion at this point, it was like if my mom ever finds out, it would break her, you know, like it would genuinely break her, and I could not do this to her. And it's that guilty conscience that we're talking about. It was just built in me, you know, and that stopped me from doing anything. Eventually, alhamdulillah, I made the best friends. Like, you know, I have Hussein and I have everyone right now, and like I made the best friends without
I'm a good friend. You got some bad friends in your life, bro.
and like, you know, like I made the best friends without doing any of these things, and I'm happy with that. And I feel like it starts with the guilty conscience, and then eventually you realize how important religion is, and that helps you, like,
Bro, I feel
when
like
you're in a foreign
I
country
feel
as
like
well.
guilty consciences are not only instilled in you from your parents; they're a gift from God.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I have a guilty conscience, bro, I personally think that God loves me as much as He loves you guys too. Like,
100%.
and I feel like my guilty conscience, like, sometimes reminds me, like, it's because Allah does not want me to stray away. He doesn't want me to go and do X, Y, and Z. It's because He loves me, you know. And that's how I think everyone should feel that way, you know. Like, God loves everyone. He loves you as much as He loves me, and He loves me as much as He loved person X and Y. Like, it's like, let me put it like this for you, yeah, because you know Hussein always has to come with his metaphors and analogies. If not, this is not a Through Deep Waters episode. Let's say you're a teacher and you just did a test and you see your favorite, and it's an essay, so like the marking is a little like different, and your favorite student, when I say your favorite student, he's like you love him from the bottom of your heart. You're gonna, just reading that kid's paper, you're not gonna look for, okay, I want to know where he went wrong so I can mark him down. You're gonna be like, okay, I want to see how much he did right. I want to give him as high of a mark as possible. You know, I approach Allah's love for us in a similar way to that kind of love. Like God He doesn't want us to go to hell. God loves us so much, He does not want to see us go to hell. So all you have to do is follow what Allah bestows on you, like with your guilty conscience, with the guidance you get in your life and whatnot. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because at the end of the day, you are loved. He does want you to make it to the promised land, etc., etc. But Ammar, when we finish our episodes, normally we like to have a little segment at the end where we ask our guests to give a piece of advice to the audience. It could be about anything that we spoke about today. So if you have anything that you wanna say or advise, just look at the camera.
No, honestly, it's literally just like don't just give up when you think like you've strayed away too much from your religion, you know? Like, don't be like, oh, like I've already done this, I might as well just keep doing this, you know? Like, there's always room for improvement, and this goes with anything, not just religion. Like, this goes with everything, sports, studies, anything. Like, anything, if you think like you've gone too far from this, there's always room to come back. And I feel like never give up on that. Just like make sure that, like, you know, you're giving yourself some confidence and some leeway and some, like, you know, sentiment so that you can actually like work on yourself and come back, and it's never too late. So
And like, even if you're sinning, that doesn't mean you have to forget God just because you're doing actions that are sinful. You can be sinning and pray to God you have strength to overcome that sin one day, but still maintain your relationship with God through prayer.
100%,
Right, like-
100%, yeah, exactly.
That's why, like, you're telling God, basically, God, as weak as I am with sins right now, as bad as I I have it in terms of my actions and what I'm doing, I'll not forget you, and I'll prove it with my actions.
And
as well.
if you don't forget God when you're up, He will not forget you when you're down. But
100%.
on that note, wait,
Wait, hold on. On that note, I just want to remind everybody, like, be careful. Focus on your prayers. If you want to pray, focus on your, habits and stuff. Make it a habit. And honestly, the best way to build a habit is to track your calories. So download My Meal Diary app. If you care about your religion and you want to be religious, download My Meal Diary app. Build your habits so that you can remember to pray the same way you remember to log your calories.
but wait, what did you say? What? Oh, why does my hair look so nice today? Oh, it's because I've been tracking my calories for a week.
Now you killed the joke and ran over it like a dead. You ran over the joke. You actually ruined everything I had built up. You broke my empire. You killed my dreams.
He knows he screwed it up. He doesn't know how to
You
move.
flushed my goldfish in the toilet.
Goldfish's uncle, sister's owner. Yeah.
And on that note, guys, it's been a great episode.
Pose for a thumbnail.
Post for the. Thank you.
Do the one. Do the pose. I want to point at his muscles. Do it again.
I've been hitting weights, guys. I don't know if you can tell. I hate weights so much. Oh, we're gonna talk about this. I'm sorry. I hate weights. Oh, bro, going to the gym is honestly the most boring and mentally draining thing in the whole. I don't know how, bro. He's been gymming for years. Weights. I know it doesn't look like it.
No, honestly, I looked at, I haven't seen you in a while, but you actually look bigger.
Thank you. I appreciate the fake compliment.
No, wallah. I said wallah. I don't do Hussein
Bro,
wallah.
he gives me so much stick because I say that word all the time. Because
Yeah, that's another advice. Don't use wallah.
Yeah.
Without any reason.
We're not going to talk about that.
A lot of bro, very quickly, a lot of people in Toronto, they love saying wallahi just because they think it's a cool slang word.
But,
that word is serious. That's not a slang word.
If you think about the
bro.
meaning of it, like you're literally swearing on God,
It's serious. Like if you then Muslims know it's serious, but like non-Muslims too.
Non-Muslims,
Like, obviously we welcome like share our culture or whatever, but this is something that is more serious. Like wallahi, it's like if you're swearing by God's name that this is true. It's not like a term to show that you're believe me. No, this is you're swearing by God's name. Like do not use wallahi when you're doing slang.
100%.
This is not something serious.
But
But
you
listen,
heard that?
I have a huge problem. No. Wallah is.
listen. On that note,
You heard that?
yeah.
But no, wait. Before anything, I hate gymming so much. Who do I contact to cancel gymming?
Doug Ford, apparently.
Ammu, please. But yeah, no, Ammar,
no.
bro. Seriously,
it
seriously. Thank you so much for coming.
It was very nice having you guys on my podcast.
Wait, can we come back? I want to do this again.
Oh, bro, anytime. I'm just a bit busy. Like it's gonna take me like 3 months to upload this, but no, like within the next few podcasts for sure.
That
for
sounds
sure,
awesome.
yeah.
I'm so excited. This is an amazing experience. My first podcast. I'm so hype about it. You know?
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it.
For sure. But on that note, thank you very much for tuning in.
Oh,
Through
no,
Deep Waters,
thanks.
episode
So
14, the Young Nations podcast.
Terrible joke. Both of these guys.
We out. Bye.
No sense of humor.